Okay YouTube, so Paul Bates here, and today I want to do an RV tip and tricks video about my refrigerator. This will be part 2 because you saw me before we got ready to leave for Labor Day weekend. I prepped the refrigerator, I filled it with water, and I put bottles of water in the freezer. Well, all fine and great. So it's Wednesday at 7 a.m. I come and do that, I do the video. And then about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Bev calls me up and says, cancel the trip. You got to cancel. Your refrigerator in your RV isn't working, and we can't do it. We can't do the trip. It's off. I just spent 5 trips to Walmart, 2 trips to Costco for a 5-day trip, and $700 in groceries. I'm not putting in your refrigerator. It's my refrigerator now. When it doesn't work, it's mine. So anyway, I say, just settle down. I'm at work. I'm in the heat of battle here. I'm going to settle down, princess. We'll figure this out. Okay. So after work, I run over by the motorhome. I know how the refrigerator works and how an RV refrigerator works. It absorbs the heat. So let me explain absorbing the heat. So when you put this 90-degree bottle of water in your refrigerator and you've done nothing to cool the refrigerator down, it's going to take a while because it doesn't cool this necessarily. It absorbs the heat out of here. And the way it does that, it transfers it through these coils. If you looked up here, you see these coils. Here's a coil right here. And that coil right there takes the heat, and then it transfers the heat into that coil, and then the coil, then you have ventilation that comes through here, and then it creates a vortex and then comes out the top of your RV. Well, when the temperature outside is 110 degrees, and this system, so let's say it's 110, 20, 30 degrees, the temperature differences doesn't let it create that airflow coming across these coils right here. So it doesn't absorb the heat as fast. Well, I know this, but the princess doesn't know this. So, and to try and explain it to her, you just can't, she's irrational. I just can't do it. So I run home after work. I come by the RV, and sure enough, the bottle's in the freezer. They're hot. I've never used this Norcold 4-door refrigerator before, but now I'm using it, and we've never used it in this kind of heat. I have heard people complain about it in previous RVs and trips that we've taken and stuff like that, but I did a simple fix to it. So I get home, Bev is just busting my balls, just relentlessly. I get up, I know everything's going to be fine in the morning, but I say, okay, there's probably a couple things I can do to make this better. So what I do is I run to Walmart. I leave the house, I go to Walmart. I pick up this $5 fan. Literally, it's $5 at Walmart. Okay, so now I've picked up the fan and I'm heading over to the motorhome. There's a couple tricks, and one trick that I'm going to tell you right now is the propane, running the refrigerator on propane, it's always more efficient. I don't know why, but it is. It's the heat. It heats it up faster, and then gets the heat transferred into those coils, and then gets it out of there. It moves air faster and does a better job. So doing that much better. I knew that little trick right there would probably save the trip. Probably not going to have to cancel, but I take it a step further, because when I pick up the fan at Walmart, you can see right here, I just plug it in, it's on USB, and I use the plug for the freezers, because I don't make ice. This is for the ice maker, and I don't make ice. We don't use the ice maker, so I just plugged it into here, and every time I run the generator or I have it plugged in, it's going to run cold air across those fans, or cooler air across those condensers right here, and it'll help dissipate that heat faster. So that's what I did. So that's a simple fix, but then I took it even a step further, and let me show you. Okay, so you can see that I put this little zip tie right here, and I just put it on that wire. This thing has been on here now for one complete trip. It isn't going anywhere. You can see this fan right here, I just kind of zip tied it right here, and I zip tied it right there. Then I just literally wired it into the 12 volts, so it'll automatically come on when I turn the refrigerator on every time. Now it doesn't matter if it's propane or electric, this fan will come on, and all it is a little fan to help move the air across those coils. These little coils right here, and those go shoot up the side of the coach here, creates a vortex and creates air movement, and that's these little coils right here are what absorbs the heat. So once you get those moving and once you get air going across those, your refrigerator works much more efficiently. So let me get back here and I'll explain to you what. Next day comes around. So that night I call Bev, I say, this is what I did. I put a couple fans on here. Once these fans kick in and start working, it'll eliminate all of our problems. She's rolling her head, yeah, whatever. It better be. So I bought a thermometer for the inside of the refrigerator, and then I assured her that all the bottles in the freezer will be frozen in the morning and everything. So I switched the refrigerator over to propane, and then I put the fans on there. Now it's plugged in here because it's in storage, so I have both fans running. And sure enough, I come by at 7 o'clock in the morning to check it. Now this is Thursday, we're leaving in the afternoon, so it better be working or the trip will be canceled because it's way too hot to go without refrigeration. But anyway, I did check it. Bottles are completely, they're frozen solid, and the refrigerator is down to about 34 degrees, right where it should be inside the refrigerator. So I know all my problems are solved, I know I'm good, and trip back on. Princess happy, happy wife, happy life. That's just the way it goes. But if your refrigerator, again, if your wife goes out, I don't know why, but we have to spend $700 to do a weekend 4-day trip in groceries, and you want to protect those groceries, you know, if you're out there in those extreme heat temperatures like we were, I mean, we knew it was going to be 95 degrees out there, and I'm glad that I took the time. I'm glad that she busted my balls. I'm glad that I did everything that I did, because when we got out there, we had no problems. I had put a beer in the freezer, and it was literally, you couldn't drink it probably 30 minutes later because it was starting to freeze. That's how efficient it worked after I added those fans. So it's a big tip, and the trick is switching it over to propane. Thank you. Okay, YouTube, so Paul Bates here, Bates Outdoor Adventures. And today I want to talk about finish up my tips and trips or refrigerator, cancel the trip. So a couple things I want to talk about is A, always consult with a professional RV technician and or you know, electrician or somebody who knows what they're doing. And B, secondly, I would have bought the kit that goes in here, the fans, but it was late in the afternoon. I didn't have that option, and the trip, I would either cancel the trip or I go on the trip and I do what I did. I'll probably leave what I have on there because it worked fine. There was nothing wrong with it. I'll keep an eye on it over the next several trips. Anyway, peace out. We enjoy doing the videos, and thank you guys for watching. Paul Bates.